Alright guys, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? First I hope you guys are having an outstanding Thursday. This should drop on a Thursday at least. We're talking chapter 8 of Black Clover, actually the start of volume 2. And for a while here, this was a really slow chapter for me, just a basic combat chapter. But to see Asta's resilience, and that's a big character trait for him in general, just because of the lack of magic abilities he has. To see how resilient he is and what motivates him, what drives him was very it was compelling for the other people around him in the chapter. And I think the best moment in this chapter actually is in Magna's head, when Magna's thinking he's thinking back to his village, how him and Asta come from similar places in the Forsaken Realm. And for Magna, he's thinking back to when he became a magic knight, and everyone around him was congratulating him and telling him how you're the pride of the village now, and you did something that no one thought that you could do. And it was a very proudful moment for him, and he thought of his pride in that moment as a reason to hold Asta back. And then he realized what makes Asta special is not that that situation ruled him, it's that it never ruled him. It never was something that held him back. It only propelled him forward. Where it propels him forward so much in his drive to be the Wizard King and to protect those he cares about, and to show what hard work can do for someone, that he inspires a person who was ready to give up. Magna was ready to lay down in this fight. Now, I'm not counting that as a negative towards Magna, because I think that he's youthful still too. I don't think that he's a superior so much as that he's Asta's superior, that he's Noel's superior. Where I don't even know where he would fall in terms of his rank within the Black Bulls, because he's not one of the ones that accompanied Yami to when they found out what Asta could do, to the Magic Knight trials. And so he's just a step above Asta in my opinion right now. And so I can't hold him being ready to tuck tail against him yet. I do think that for a person who is a manly character, and characters that have that sort of bravado, they have to stand tall in moments like this, and he did. He did rally to the cause, and I think Noelle had a shining moment being able to control her moment. I love her little quip that she has with him, where she still is stuck up in a way. She's still arrogant in a way. She still carries that royal air to her. But at the same time, she protected them out of her desire to do right. She protected Magna from the team-up shot that they have. And I enjoyed seeing them call back to last volume with the baptism that they put Asta through as a combo attack between Magna and Asta, where he sends the flame scatter shot around them and has Asta repel it back with his sword. What people need to realize early, and I feel like it's going to spread around, is that Asta's greatest strength in battle is his resilience. It's his tenacity, because he's not going to stop fighting. I think it reminds me a lot of Luffy from One Piece, in a way where even if you defeat him at first, and even if the plot kind of protects him from failing, just know that he's going to be so driven every time he comes at you. And he's coming at you, especially when it's to protect others that he cares about. And that's not even Asta. Asta doesn't even know most of the people he's protecting. He doesn't know Magna or Noelle, really. He hasn't been on Magic Knight long enough to develop a strong bond with them. But his will to protect others that need protecting drives him. And on top of that, he's sharpening all of those skills that he's been honing this entire time to compete with Yuno. And that's where this chapter, for me, was such a good chapter. Is that it took us to where he's not even competing with them. It's all between him and Yuno, is in my opinion. In my opinion, all of the time that he spent trying to catch up to Yuno and admiring Yuno's magical abilities have led him to this. Now, I'm curious to see this animated, and it's a major reason why I haven't watched this anime was because I planned on reading. After I figured out that I want to read it, I stopped watching, or stopped wanting to watch it. I stopped watching My Hero Academia after like 2 episodes in, because I was just like, I gotta hold off on it. And I've seen like spots of episodes here and there, like hanging out with friends and stuff, but the in this chapter, the bandit or villain, or he kind of seems like his air is very royalty-ish. Like he comes off as someone who's always been above others, and so he has this thing going on about how long it's taking this fight, and like time's a big issue to him. And I think animated, that will be a very interesting dynamic to see how fast this fight's really going and how physically imposing Asta can be, because he says you're kind of like you're just a regular human, but his physical capabilities compared to all of those who are very strong with their magic, that is what he is physically. That's what he's done to his body to catch up. Like what he's done to even the playing field was trained there. So I thought that was a dope touch, man, for sure. And honestly, for me, this is a 3 fire emoji chapter. It's going to be a shorter chapter review, but most heavily concentrated, like most chapters that are heavily concentrated on fighting are, mainly because it's so much detail and artwork that what's going on in the background is kind of lost. But we're getting to see outstanding artwork in this chapter for sure. I loved, and I've heard people are like getting stuff taken down, so I don't really want to show the whole panel, but let me find it real quick. The detailing, I'm not gonna show it, but I am looking at it. The detailing when he declares that he's gonna be the Wizard King, and you see like the shading and the way his eyes drawn and the focus, because not even come on, bro. When you see the focus and tenacity, dope. That was dope. That was dope for sure. That's gonna be it on this chapter, guys. Please subscribe for more Black Clover content, My Hero content, The Promised Neverland content. Once again, there's a video game stream this weekend. Probably gonna be 2K and Madden, but I haven't quite decided yet. I just know that I feel like playing the game, so check that out as well. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Hopefully, this does end up coming out on Thursday. It should, if my timing's correct. It should come out on a Thursday. Be easy, guys. Peace.